In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 different ways to get 1 Bitcoin for free. I know it sounds crazy, but there's actually so many ways in crypto to be earning free crypto. And if you're not doing some of these things, you're just missing out. Now, whether you get 1 Bitcoin in a relatively short amount of time, or it takes you a couple years to get a Bitcoin, the reality is that this is a way that you can be generating income for basically free with crypto. So in this video, I'll share 5 ways for you to do that. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic that you would like to learn some more about, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the thumbs up button just for the YouTube algorithm, and of course click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. Obviously, a quick disclaimer here as well. No one has paid me to mention any other products or services in this video. These are some things that I use or that I could recommend for you to use. Also, you do need to do your own research before putting your money into any of these decentralized finance protocols or using any of these centralized lending services or anything else. Really, always take the time to do your own due diligence and figure out what it is that you're actually doing in the market. With that being said, let's start off by talking about yield farming. So yield farming essentially is where you take your existing cryptocurrencies, so your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or your Chainlink or whatever else it might be, and you take that cryptocurrency and you put it into a yield farm. Now, yield farms, these are services that pay you out in their tokens as an additional reward for providing liquidity into their platform. So as an example, Bancor, I made a video on how to use Bancor last week in my How to Make $10,000 a Month Passive Income video. But the basic idea here is that you put your Ethereum or your Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin in this situation, into Bancor, and you will start receiving the transaction fees. So every time somebody swaps some wrapped Bitcoin on Bancor, they have to pay a transaction fee in Bitcoin that will go to the people who are providing liquidity into the pool. Now that is currently quite low. This rate fluctuates all the time. Sometimes it's 4, 5, 6, 7%. Today it's under 1%. Averages out over a few percent across the year as an annual percentage. But you can see here, 14.5%. So those are rewards paid in the Bancor network token. So you're actually getting this token. That's the yield farming, right? That's the additional incentive. So you put your Bitcoin in here and you're getting basically 15% a year on your Bitcoin in the Bancor pools, which is obviously totally awesome. That's a great rate of return for your Bitcoin. Now look, the rates change, the pools change, the incentives change. I'm using Bancor now. In 6 months' time, I may not be using Bancor. If the incentives change, there's better incentives elsewhere. In fact, there's some other pools that I'm looking into right now, some other services that I'm looking into right now in the DeFi space, right? There's a lot of high-risk stuff too, but one area where you may want to be looking is Thorchain. Now, Thorchain is a very interesting platform, so they've got some pretty high rates for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies right now. Wire and Finance also has some pretty good Bitcoin rates, so there's lots of different options here for you to check out. Now, those 3 names that I mentioned, Bancor, Wire and Finance, and Thorchain, lower risk options. If you want to go super, super high risk, there's plenty of super, super high risk options out there for you to take where you can earn truly insane yearly returns in terms of APY. But you have to realize that these high percentage returns come with super high risk. So never forget that the higher the return that you're getting is almost directly correlated to the higher the risk you're taking. So that's why I tend to stick with what I see as lower risk plays like Bancor. Now those are the yield farming services. You can also do lending, which is the second way that you can be earning cryptocurrencies, earning yourself some free Bitcoin. Again, you need to have some Bitcoin or some Ethereum, whatever other cryptocurrency you might want to be earning on in order to get some more Bitcoin. But what's interesting with BlockFi is that you can actually take your dollars and put it into BlockFi, and you'll get paid out in Bitcoin. So let's say you have $10,000 sitting around that it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything, and you think, man, I'd like to get some exposure to Bitcoin, but I don't want to lose my $10,000 ever. Well, BlockFi and other similar lending services can kind of step in here. So with BlockFi, you can deposit that $10,000. That money then can be paid out to you in Bitcoin. So their standard rate for dollar coins like USDC is 8.6%. If you sign up for their credit card, you can actually get a higher rate of return on top of that. But 8.6%, let's just take that as the base rate. So you put your $10,000 in, and every year you're going to make $860 worth of free Bitcoin. So you can take that $10,000 back anytime you want. You're basically making a very, very low risk play here to get free Bitcoin. So you're just getting paid out every single month, a little bit of Bitcoin, your dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin using BlockFi without actually having to buy Bitcoin, right? You're just getting it paid out for lending out your dollars. They're paying you back in Bitcoin. So that's a pretty damn cool service. It's a really cool way to be able to kind of cost average into Bitcoin over time, and essentially to just be getting free freaking Bitcoin, because free Bitcoin is obviously awesome. Now, if you do want to sign up for BlockFi, use the link down below in the description. I have a special bonus for you. You can actually get up to a $250 Bitcoin bonus by using that link to sign up and start your BlockFi account, start earning passive income, and of course get a $250 bonus on top of it. Now let's move on to the third topic of conversation, cryptocurrency airdrops. Now this is a pretty crazy one because I think a lot of people may not even know this exists, but it exists. Essentially, what you have is new platforms, new cryptocurrencies. In order to get tokens into lots of people's hands, they just give them out for free. Now, in the past, there have been some cryptocurrency airdrops that have literally been worth tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think that sounds too crazy? Think that doesn't sound real? Well, that's exactly what happened with a lot of different cryptocurrencies. Stellar Lumens, for example, dropped a few percentage of their supply to Bitcoin holders. People who claimed that made truckloads of money. Now, this happens all the time. These airdrops are happening all of the time. So you can go out, you can claim these airdrops and get yourself some free cryptocurrencies. And you have to keep in mind, in some situations, this cryptocurrency airdrop that you get may end up being worth absolutely zero. But you know what? You didn't have to buy it. They just gave it to you for free. So if it is worth zero, whatever. Or if you get it and it ends up being worth a few $100, awesome. Sell it, buy some Bitcoin. Or if it ends up being worth a few $1,000, awesome. Sell it, buy some Bitcoin. Because it was free money given over to you. Now there's a few websites that you can use to find these different cryptocurrency airdrops, but we are covering airdrops every single week in Wealth Mastery. That's my weekly investor report. So we cover airdrops, the latest token sales, top tier technical analysis of Bitcoin. We do step-by-step decentralized finance tutorials where you can make some seriously sick returns, a trending coin report, a weekly altcoin report, much, much more. All that for less than $10 a week. So if you want to stay up to date with the latest airdrops, I would highly recommend checking out my weekly investor report, Wealth Mastery. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk about with you, rewards. Bitcoin back rewards. I feel like this is something that is massively underrepresented in the crypto market in terms of people's awareness of these products, but they're out there. Now, there's a few different ones that allow you to, for example, like Lolly, you just add it to your Chrome extension. And if you're in the US, you can use this to shop at thousands of stores and get free Bitcoin. So basically, every time you buy something, you get some Bitcoin back. So if you're not using this kind of application, you're just throwing Bitcoin out the window. I mean, just think about all the stuff you've bought online in the last year. What if all that stuff you bought online, you could have got 10% of the purchase price given back to you in Bitcoin. That's exactly what Lolly does. So that's a really cool service. We also have credit cards. So BlockFi, they're doing a credit card. Now this is going to give you 1.5% back in Bitcoin. So every time you swipe that card, you get 1.5% of the purchase price back in Bitcoin. For the first 90 days, you get 3.5%. And if you spent over $50,000 in a year, you'll get 2% Bitcoin back. Plus, you'll get a stablecoin bonus, an extra 2% paid out for your stablecoins. So that 8.6% will turn into 10.6%. And a few other bonuses as well, like concierge services and travel emergency services, stuff like that. Again, you'll need a BlockFi account to get signed up for that. So if you want to get yourself a BlockFi credit card, this is not by the way, this is not a crypto debit card where you take your Bitcoin, you spend Bitcoin. This is an actual credit card, right? So this is, instead of getting air points, you're getting Bitcoin, which is totally awesome, obviously. So again, if you want to start a BlockFi account, use the link down below in the description to get signed up. But there's lots of different cards out there. BlockFi is the only credit card right now, but there's quite a few debit cards out there. Crypto.com, very popular debit card. There's quite a few others out there as well. Coinbase is doing a debit card. BINANCE is doing a debit card. Swipe is doing a credit card. There's lots of different companies doing crypto credit cards. The rates back can be really, really high. With Crypto.com, you can get up to 8% back. I mean, that is for their top tier card, which costs tens of thousands of dollars. So it's not the easiest one to get, but even their lower tier cards can be pretty good value in terms of getting crypto back. So definitely something to look into. These rewards programs for Bitcoin, this stuff can add up a lot quicker than you realize. When you start thinking about, okay, well, how often do I use my credit card? How often do I buy stuff online? You start to realize, man, I could have been earning a few percent back on every single one of those purchases in Bitcoin, and I missed out on all that Bitcoin. This is a quick way to stack some sats. And the fifth way to stack some Bitcoin, not exactly free, I guess, but I did want to talk about it, is by flipping altcoins. Right now, I was looking through the cryptocurrencies under a $50 million market cap today. Oh, there's so much good stuff out there. There's loads of like really strong coins with good teams and good backers and all that stuff. Less than $50 million market cap. That means that the potential for those coins to pull like a 10x or a 20x, very, very big. Now, this year alone, I have more than doubled my total Bitcoin stack by flipping altcoins. And look, some of these altcoins might make more interesting longer term plays, and you can keep, a moon bag for that. But with these altcoins, if you get a 10x on one of these low cap altcoins, you got to take your initial capital back out. When you take your initial capital back out, maybe you take out a little bit extra and you get yourself some Bitcoin. Flipping altcoins, playing the flipping altcoin game, yes, it is high risk. If the market tanks further, these altcoins are going to go down by like 70, 80, 90%, right? But if the market doesn't continue to go down farther, and if we see a strong end of the year for the cryptocurrency markets, then seeing 5, 10, 20x returns on a lot of these altcoins, not crazy. Not crazy at all. And you take the profits from those altcoins, you pile them into Bitcoin. This has been the game for a long time for a lot of cryptocurrency investors, using altcoins to build up their Bitcoin wealth. So something for you to consider. It is obviously a game which you can win or lose at. This is much less certain than doing some of the other things that I mentioned here today, like, a cashback program like Lolly or the BlockFi credit card. That's pretty gosh darn dependable. You make a purchase, you get paid out in Bitcoin. With altcoin flipping, it's hopefully you're going to do well, but you may lose your money. So keep that in mind before going and piling all of your life savings into a low cap altcoin. In fact, you should always risk manage with low cap altcoins, with all cryptocurrencies in general, but particularly with low cap altcoins, and keep none of your investments more than 1% of your total investing portfolio. That way, if it goes to zero or it goes down by 90%, well, it was only 1% of your total portfolio anyway, so you didn't lose that much. But if it goes up 10 or 20x, you've still made some pretty damn good returns on it and get yourself some more Bitcoin. Anyway, those are my 2 Satoshis for the day. Your question, what is your favorite way to earn free Bitcoin? Let us all know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.